back again with my pit bike. We've got some modifications for it. I like this bike a lot, but it's just too slow for me now. I've made it bigger, made it fit me better. I just need some more power now. So I went and bought a 125 big valve, and we're gonna fit it and test drive it, see how fast it is. Now, in order to perform this engine swap, you can't just swap the engines over, because obviously we've got the exhaust attached, we've got the carburetor attached, we've got the wiring loom attached, we've got stuff like the kickstart, the brakes that are in the way, the oil cooler which we'll have to swap over. So first we're gonna take the exhaust off, take all of the carb off and everything, and we'll throw it onto that engine, and then we'll throw that engine in the bike and do the wiring, which I'm not looking forward to. We've disconnected enough things to take the engine out, so we just have to undo this bolt, that one down there, and this engine will just drop out and start fitting the parts to that. So we've got the engine off, the engine out. We need to swap over a few things. Firstly, the carburetor, we are going to be keeping this carburetor, but in order to use this carburetor on this engine, we need to put bigger jets in it. So I have this carburetor, which is off a 110, so the jets should work on this. Now, I'm not using this one because it leaks everywhere and it's shit, but I'll nick the jets out of it. We'll have to nick our oil cooler, which means we'll take our plate. I've got a new gasket for this, and the kickstart, exhaust, they're all in that box over there, so we'll throw them on as well. So got the carbs apart here. These are the new ones which I'm putting in, which are, I'm not sure of the size to be honest, but this is a PZ19, this is a PZ25, so obviously it's got difference to it. So we'll get these fitted. Oh no, fit the carburetor. Come. I got a little bit carried away and might have threw the engine in and everything else, and put some fresh oil in it, the exhaust and everything, started it. I've been letting it just idle for a while, and then I took it for a little spin down the street. Still need to fix this. Taking this out in the next few days, so I need to fix 3 issues with it. The first one is the engine that was in this before used to have electric start, so there's loads of just unnecessary wires hidden under here, so I'll take the plastics off and need to sort them wires out. Secondly, the under tray, one of the bolts is in, the other one, well, the bolt hole on the other side lines up with the hole. This side doesn't line up. And the last problem is the rear brake. The brake lever there, as you can see, it's not looking too good. So we're going to weld that so that the brake will actually work, and then we'll get some videos driving it out. So this was what connected my brake reservoir to my brake pedal, and it would sit like that, and this would just bolt to the top like that. But with it only being bolted, it could bend, and it did do. So I'm gonna maybe get a metal tube and sleeve it, and then weld the metal tube straight to this, so then it hopefully doesn't bend out. Just got it all bolted up, all sanded down. I'm just going to weld all the way around it on both sides, and then fingers crossed that holds. I just smashed my phone screen. I just got hot weld on my screen and smashed it.
Now turn your phone on. It's been shot by a pellet gun.
Just look at these absolute dimes I have laid down. Yeah, I'm not too happy with that, to be honest, but it will hold. I wrapped it up in tape because it was ugly, but
until you're planning to cook a question over dinner, and need a pan that can handle the heat. It's just
it will now work. I'll have working brakes, which is rare on this bike. And then obviously, you hook it up at the bottom there. I'll get it hooked up now. The brake works well. Just put the wiring off. Basically, I'm just getting rid of all the shit I don't need. I've got rid of the starter relay because we don't need it no more. We need to get rid of all. We don't need any of this wiring here. We don't need none of this because all this will go to a battery or the starter relay or the rectifier, which I've removed. So we don't need none of this, so I'm just going to cut it here, blank it off, and then, yeah, this is the one thing I hate about my bike, the amount of wires that are in it. There's so many wires everywhere, all tucked away under here, for my lights, for example, or when I had the battery. We don't need none of that anymore. I put that plastic thing back around the wires, just taped them up, held them there so the sound. And the bike still starts, and the light still works when it's running. For this mount down here, I think I can bend it. You know, it's close enough to the point where I might just be able to bend it a little bit. It's about right, but there's a gap here, metal spacer in the middle there. With a longer bolt through it. I can't find the bolt, lost it, but longer bolt through it with the spacer, it should work. Yeah, that works. I think during the summertime I'm going to take these off and paint them because they're ugly, but it's functional. It's a bit of a side quest, but my bike's still getting running. So I bought this for my mate to ride with me with that, and I'm gonna sell this on. The only thing it needs is a rear brake. Does run and ride. It's a bit rough around the edges, but it's another 125, so it should keep up with mine. Red wheels, they're kind of nice. I might nick the suspension off it as well. Maybe the handlebars and the stem for mine, as the nice on this.
I want me to be your little model. Start doing this. Oh, he stalled it. Yeah, good luck getting out of that now, bro.